SavageOrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, I know the practice time is a valuable commodity these days. What were you guys able to accomplish and do today?
Actually, a lot of just like organizational things. More offensive and just a ton of skill work too.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, what's your sense of the team's confidence level, and how does that play into whether a team plays well?
Well, I think that I don't think in our league. I think a belief in how you're playing, what you can achieve, what kind of team you can become. I don't think there's anything more important than that. And I think that look, as you guys know, for all of us, it's a different year. There are more mental challenges involved in this with the pandemic, the testing, the way we're doing everything. But the reality is that the teams that handle it best mentally will have the best chance to play well on game night also.
Josh, do you have a follow-up?
Do you feel like their confidence has been shaken at all since Markelle went down?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I think you can see it, right? I mean, I think that's usually where frustration, comes into play. And I mean, look, that's part of my job. We're good enough to win. We're not going to win 50 games, but we're good enough to win. But again, I mean, I think the point is, we talked about it last night after the game, and then again today is there's always ways you can get better in the NBA. Always. They're terrific players. They're older. They have talent. And the one thing that I also reminded them today, we've been here before. Last year we had one game better record than we did this year. And, we got smashed a few times last year early in the season too. The difference is what we're not doing now is we're not committing at the defensive end the way we have the first 2 years, and I'm talking about the simple thing, getting our defense set, the defensive rebounding part, and then the paint protection part, and if we do those three things, then we're going to give ourselves a chance to win almost every night.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Even just to kind of follow up on that a little bit, in terms of the half-court defense, trying to protect the paint a little more, and obviously it would depend on who you're playing, but are you thinking about maybe playing a little bit more zone to kind of help you in those areas a little bit?
I mean, you can play it now and then. I mean, look, I think this is we can do all these things. I'm not too gimmicky, as you know. I mean, like, to me, we've been blitzing more. We've tried a little zone. It hasn't been very good for us. We really don't have, if you look at the teams that play zone better, it's built on size. We did a big study on that 2 summers ago. If you look at the lineups on the floor when Miami goes zone, they're huge. They're big, and they're big on the perimeter. We don't have really a way to do that. So that's the one part. The other thing is, if you're going to get it good on defense, is you've got to be good at some base things. Our biggest problem, our pick and roll defense, actually by the numbers, pretty good. Both high and side, good. We are our individual defense, and it shows with the deflection numbers, is the ability to control the ball is what's hurting us the most. And you got to do that man or zone. So to me, a wise man once said, working for the Knicks, let's not try to be the New York Tricks. Let's try to be the New York Knicks. And that's my mentality. Let's do what we're capable of doing. If it's not good enough, then we can try other things.
Okay. Josh Cohn, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hi, Coach. Aside from the three-point shooting, since you've become coach of the Magic, where else have you seen Vooch improve his game in different areas?
Well, I mean, I think that most people say he's a much better defender, than maybe he had been in the past. I don't know so much. The 3-point shooting is the biggest thing that stands out to me. He's always been obviously a good post-up player. And right away you could see he may get more assists and stuff like that because he plays out on the perimeter more. But the majority of the things that he's doing well, besides the 3-point shooting, I just think it's where he's playing. In these 3 years, the league has continued to evolve into more of a 5-out league, and he fits right into that. He's a terrific decision maker. He has super high IQ, and he can both shoot and pass.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, what have you seen from Aaron Gordon on the offensive end the last couple games?
Well, I mean, not as good, obviously, and he knows that. He hasn't played as well as he did in the games previous to that. And again, I mean, he's playing a lot, at the point, which is new for him. He's trying to mix in, organization with, being aggressive and creating. And, those are some of the growing pains that we're going through.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, you guys are preparing for 2 straight games against the Raptors. What are some of the things or that team and challenges that they present?
Well, I mean, the thing for us is obviously we've really struggled to score against them. They're super aggressive defensively, great with their hands. They create a lot of easy offense with their defense, and you've got to be able to get shots. They're relentless, and there's things that we've played them so much. Counting the playoff series, I feel like that we have an idea of what we want to do. But again, you have to execute. You've got to play with great offensive, force and purpose, and you have to do it for the whole 48 minutes.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
How is MCW, Steve?
Yeah, he won't be. I mean, he's again, he had that setback, and he won't be. He definitely won't be playing. I don't think either of these 2 games.
All right. Thank you, Cliff.